Hi guys, Dorothy here, Professional Astrologer. Please come to my website, nhastrologer.com, and there you can see the daily forecast on the media page and get your own personal private sessions. Today's forecast is about March 2018. The first thing I want to talk about with March 1st is the full moon in Virgo on the 1st of March. This is if you've been feeling stuck, feeling like you're not able to move because you have way too many things going on in your head, way too many details to handle, feeling overwhelmed. This is an opportunity to release the details, at least the ones that are not as important as others. You have to decide what that is for you. So take this full moon in Virgo on March 1st and let some of those details go to the wayside so you're able to move forward and continue on your road of whatever it is that you're doing. Now, also between the 1st and the 6th, we have, let's see, Venus in Pisces conjuncting Neptune. Mercury comes up a couple days later and also conjuncts Neptune. And all of these guys are hanging out with Chiron. All of these are in Pisces. These are love and relationships and what I value and what is beautiful to me and how I communicate this. And with Chiron in Pisces and all of these guys with it, it represents an opportunity to take what we think, what we believe, our spiritual practices to another level if that is important for us, stepping into a higher sense of ourselves and our spirit and what it is that we want to do for ourselves, right? Now, on a very mundane level, this is also an opportunity to heal some old wounds. People from our past may come through this karmic energy. So we have an opportunity to understand emotionally who they are, what they're doing, who they are for us, and how we can heal through conversation, through dialogue, through communication, what it is you value, what they value, back and forth with this energy. So all four of these guys all piled together, and the sun's in Pisces as well. He's not quite with the rest of these, but he's still there. This is focusing in on the things that have been cloudy and the things that we haven't been sure of, and now we're able to work these things to the top and heal some of the sorrow, some pain, misunderstandings, and bring it to the light. So I hope you can work it in that way. Now, other people will take that energy, and this is the negative pieces of it, but other people will take this Piscean energy and be deceptive and try to pull the wool over our eyes and just try to make things look beautiful where they aren't. And I don't like talking about stuff like that, but that is the truth of what can happen with all of this Pisces energy. So that is the whole first week of March. On March 8th, Jupiter is stationary to retrograde. Jupiter doesn't move that fast, and when he is slowing down to be stationary, it takes some time for it to start moving again. Think of it as a huge freight train coming into the station. And as it slowly, just imagine it, you know, those wheels and those things on the side, whatever they're called, I don't know trains well, but they're slowing those wheels down, and finally the train stops, and then it starts to go back. So we need to build momentum to go reverse. So basically the point of that whole exercise is Jupiter is pretty much stationary for about 2 months. Most of February and most of March, barely moves 21, 22, 23 degrees in all that time. That means the other fixed signs are being activated by this. So what is the significance of all of this? The significance of Jupiter squaring and making an opposition to these fixed zodiac signs in your chart, hopefully you know where these things are, means that there are changes that we need to make. And the changes that will happen through pressure. Usually it's outside pressure, especially when they're squares. Help us. They don't make us do anything, but they give us enough pressure where we have to make a change so something else can happen. This is what personal readings are all about. So we can only be so specific. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, let's move on, is St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. It's so funny. I find it funny. I saw new moon in Pisces on that day. It means St. Patrick's Day is like a big Irish drinking day. Hey, I'm 45% Irish. I get it. I'm not a big drinker, but it's a fun day. So that new moon in Pisces, setting goals based on what your spiritual wants and needs are, setting goals based on the big picture, the things that you can do that you just don't know any boundaries. I love you guys that are Pisces because you guys know no boundaries. If you have your mind set on something, you don't see the obstacles. People can't tell you that you can't do stuff. You just go and do it. This is what I want us to focus on with this new moon in Pisces on March 17th. Set some goals for whatever you want to set goals for, and don't let anything put boundaries around you and your new moon goals. All right? All right, let's get on with more information. Let's start with the spring equinox, March 22nd. It's at 12:15 p.m. on the East Coast, so that's kind of cool. Midday, the sun's going to be at the height. Halfway between here and there, right? Halfway between here and summer. I think this is fantastic. This is great energy that we can use to set new goals. I know we just had the new moon in Pisces on March 17th, but the point is we're in a waxing lunar phase. At this point, the moon is in, I believe it's her first quarter still. She's in Taurus on the day that the sun enters Aries. So she's still in that new moon phase. And so while we're doing that, let's set some goals relating to Aries too. Just write stuff down. Just say, I want to do this, this, and this. Make a big list about the things you just want to do without thinking about it. All right? That can be a lot of fun. But in the meantime, we have Mercury slowing down to retrograde on March 22nd. His official retrograde is 8:19 p.m. East Coast when he goes retrograde at 16 degrees of Aries. Mercury moved into Aries on March 5th. I don't remember if I said that in the beginning of this or not. Needless to say, Mercury in Aries is all about those smart ideas and really a great communicator, somebody who can talk people into anything, and not in a negative way. I mean, I just had a client the other day who has Mercury in Aries, and she's a contractor, and she has a great time talking to her clients and her customers on what they can do when they're doing work on their houses. So she's a great communicator, fiery energy. But when it goes retrograde, Mercury slows down. It's those station days that are the days that cause the most trouble, especially when Mercury's in a fire sign, because it's just hot to trot and it just wants to keep going. So just know right around the 22nd of March, a few days on either side of that, when Mercury's stationing and it's not moving anywhere, these are the days that we can't think straight. We got so much going on in here that we just can't get our words out. Or the words that do come out could be really hot and fiery. So keep an eye on it so you don't say what you don't mean, because words, you just can't take them back. So make sure you have a little hold on that. Just pull some reins in, all right? That's what we have for March 22nd. All right, so what else do I want to look at? All right, one more thing. Venus. Venus is still in Aries, right? She's going to be there for a little while, 3 weeks from her start. And squares Pluto on the 23rd. I'm going to tell you what these mean. She makes a hard aspect to Jupiter on Sunday the 25th, and she conjuncts Uranus on the 28th. So Venus in Aries is assertive, aggressive. This is female energy that is going for what she wants, not thinking about what the society rules are. She's going for it. Squaring Pluto can be a power struggle with those feminine relationships, or it can be that we're having a really difficult time figuring out, it's because it can be financial too. The Venus is financial as well. Figuring out this, what's going on in our long-term finances, right? Venus square Pluto. The hard aspect to Jupiter means something gets blown out of proportion, especially with Jupiter retrograde. And then conjunct Uranus on the 28th is quick and sudden shifts and changes. It's in Aries. This is a super aggressive energy. I'll be interested to see what's going on here. It's hard to predict what Uranus is going to do with Venus. So picking that up, and I can hear the giggles in the background. Everybody laughs at that, so we'll say Uranus. Venus and Uranus together is like very, very dynamic. So I think that would be a fun day. It's a Wednesday, so it'll be a really good day to have a lot of movement and activity and just getting outside and exercising and playing and just having a lot of fun. Burn up that Aries energy. And then the final thing, we have that full moon in Libra. That is, what do I want and what do I need in my relationships? Am I getting what I need in my relationships? Again, this is a blue moon. It's the second one of the month. Newspapers would call it a blue moon. It is, as far as they're concerned. We also have going on with this full moon, so making us aware of what it is we need in our relationships and partnerships. Remember, it's not just the boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife thing. It is any important partnership relationship that you have. Venus also enters the sign of Taurus on this day. It's just after midnight on the East Coast. It's the day before out west. So Venus in Taurus, she's going into her own zodiac sign here. And then with the full moon in Libra, Venus's other ruling sign, you know, this is a big focus on our relationship with money, our relationships with others, our relationships with ourselves. This is how we end the month of March, focusing in on these relationships and what we value in them. So I'm going to leave you with that. I know it's always long, these long ones to me. I don't know how people do them for 2 hours. It's just not my thing. I'm a Gemini. I gotta make it quick and short. So that will send you, that's a segue into come to my website, nhastrologer.com. I do a daily tidbit. So if you don't see me on YouTube, have me on Facebook, come to my website, media page. And remember, I am a professional and this is my profession. This is what I do. So if you like to have more information that's specific to you, you know how to reach me. And I will leave you with that. Blessings and namaste.